Hello you guys and welcome back to another vlog. So as I mentioned in the last video, if you've seen it, this was going to be a rant video about two books or series of books that I had read recently then, because it's been a while since the last video, of course. But yeah, so I read one series, it's not even a series, there's this book, or there's an author who writes books which I love apparently, and I recently found her. And there's one series in the crime thriller genre, and ye wala jo author wala series hai, that's a romantic thing. Okay, so first of all I'm going to talk about these, and then if we have time left, or even if we don't have time left, I will tell you about a recent book haul. I'm not even sure that if it's the exact number of books that I've recently got, but these are the books that I haven't arranged in my shelf yet, so I know these are the ones I haven't shown here. But yeah, so let's start with the romantic series. Okay, so yes, the author I'm talking about, actually no, I will start with the description of the first book that I fell in love with, which was not the author's first book. Obviously, it was a recent trending book talk book which I saw on Instagram exactly once, and I picked it up in a bookstore. The next time I saw it, we clearly haven't spoken out loud in a while, but yeah, so I picked it up in a bookstore, and you just listen to the plot line, the storyline. Also, this is full on spoiler heavy video, so if you don't want to know about these books, how will you know what books I'm talking about if I'm revealing them after I tell you about them? If you don't like spoilers and you read romance and you want to read a very good romance, don't watch this video, just read the description and read the books directly. Okay? At least the romance section. Crime wala you can see, because उसमें मैं पूरा plot तो नहीं बता सकती ना, but I will share the plot. Actually, wow, this is turning into a real rant video. I will not, romantic book में spoilers थोड़ी ना होता है. I'm just going to give you a brief, not just, it will be like you can skip it if you want, if you like going in blind or anything like that, but I will tell you a little bit about what the book is trying to do, and maybe it says so on the back covers. This is getting confusing, so let's just start. Okay, the first book that I read, so just hear the concept and the storyline. Okay, so there's a girl who inherits an apartment from her aunt, who she was very, very, very close with. Her aunt always used to say that this apartment is magic, and it's magic, and it's magic. And the girl was like, she was young, so she believed that it was magic, but in not like a literal sense, in a metaphorical sense, that it's magic. It's just makes her happy and everything like that. But when she inherits it, she starts living in it. And then one day, randomly, she comes back to the house, or is already in the house. I don't remember the exact detail. It's been a while since I read that book. But yeah, 6-7 months to be exact. But yeah, there's a guy in the apartment, okay? And she's like, excuse me, brother. And she asks him, what are you doing here? And he tells her that her aunt said that he could have the apartment for the summer because he's looking for a job in the city and he has no place to stay. Of course, there's hotels and everything, but obviously if your mom's friend is in the city and she offers you apartment, you will take it for free. Duh. So, and he did warn her that her niece might be there, so don't mind her. The girl, first of all, is shocked, and then she is shocked again because her aunt has been dead for 7 months. And she's like, brother, are you joking with me? What is this sick joke, basically? Then he tells her that this is not a joke. She told me I could have the apartment. She's in some place. I don't remember the place. She's in Ireland for the summer. Let's take Ireland. She's in Ireland for the summer. She's backpacking. Her aunt was a very avid traveler. She used to travel a lot. So she was like, she told me she's in Ireland for the summer, so I can have the apartment. Now this girl is really shocked because sometime back she was on that trip with her. It was a trip she had with her aunt to Ireland, okay? And so this girl then realizes that this boy is from 7 years ago. So this magic apartment is literal magic. It can transport in time, okay? But only the apartment, just the apartment. The guy who is in the apartment right now, who she's having a spark with and having a conversation with, is real, but he is 7 years ago. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So, मतलब उसका time is पीछे and she is in present, but they are together at this point. He is 7 years old. मतलब वो 7 साल पुराना बंदा है, but he is real and she is in the present. And they can only exist together in the apartment. When she tries to leave with him, whoosh. Okay? And also she cannot control when she can do this. Like, when will the guy be there? She has to come home and she does not know if the guy will be there or if he won't. She cannot control the time traveling aspect of the apartment. It's very random and it's very real also, and it's magic, and this book was magic. I recommend you do give it a read. I don't think I've given any spoilers. I've just given you something that will make you want to read it. So yeah, you should give it a try. I love it. It's called The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Ta-da! The big reveal. I have raved about it in my previous vlogs that 7-Year Slip was the best read of the year, and I still stand by that because I haven't read any other romance book since then. So yeah, 7-Year Slip by The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. So since this book was so magical, I decided that I'm going to pick every book by this author, which is very normal decision making by an adult. A novel love story by Ashley Poston. Okay? I mean, this girl, the plot she thinks of are amazing. It's pure fiction and it's so magical. So magical. Also, the 7-Year Slip is full, the whole package. It's emotional, it's funny, it's charming, it's beautiful, it's magical, it's romantic. It's everything you look for in a romance book. So do give it a read. Then I picked up a novel love story by Ashley Poston, which is her latest book, I think. I picked it up because I liked that book so much. I went in blind as usual, did not read the back cover. Let me read the back for a second to realize that if I'm giving any spoilers or not. I'm not giving any spoilers. So this book, if you've read it, you already know. But if you haven't read it, there's this girl who's going to a yearly retreat thing with her friends, but all her friends cancel, but she decides that fuck it, I'll go alone. So she's going there and the weather gets really bad on the way there. So she takes a random exit on the highway and she reaches a small town. She hits a guy with a car, obviously because it's a rom-com. And he does not get hurt, obviously because it's a rom-com. But they have a teeny argument like, are you blind, bro? And are you blind, bro? Why are you standing in the middle of the road in a rainstorm? So that happens, and then she gets out of the car, goes into the bar thingy that's near there, and she sits on the bar and she tells her that I don't have a place to stay, the weather was bad, I couldn't see, I had to stop, blah blah blah. And the bartender lady is very nice. Of course, it's a small town, everybody knows everybody, and everybody is really nice, like really nice people. So yeah, she does that and she tells him, oh, I know a person, the inn, there's only one inn in the whole town, by the way, it's that small of a town. The inn is under construction, but I know a person, they have a spare room, you can stay there. They have a spare room above their library, you can stay there. Bro, it's a rom-com book, of course you'll be staying in a spare room in a library with a random main character. So yeah, and turns out the person who has the spare room above their library, are you listening to me? They have a library and they have a spare room and they are a guy. So yeah, the person that has a spare room is the guy she hit with her car. So tension. But yeah, he agrees to let her stay with him and she goes and stays. And as she is going about the town, she realizes that things seem familiar here, like very familiar. And then the next morning, she realizes that this is the town from her favorite book, her favorite fictional romance book. Like, imagine you are reading Harry Potter and you somehow in a rainstorm end up at Hogwarts. You know it's not real, you know it's fictional, but you know every detail about it, and you realize, oh my god, this is Hogwarts. Like, I can see Professor McGonagall, I can see Hagrid, I can see Dumbledore का Phoenix वाला statue जहाँ से उनके office में जाते हैं. Like, everything is happening in real time, and you realize that what? And she recognizes every character from the series. She can see, I mean, it's a romance series that she's a big fan of. The author died recently, and she somehow ends up in the fictional town where she can see the couples she's seen get together in the previous books and the ones who are supposed to get together in the following books, but the author died, unfortunately. And yeah, imagine ending up in your favorite fictional town, brother. How is your brain braining like this? I cannot. I just cannot. I cannot. And it's so cute. But and obviously the guy that she has this chemistry and hate, love, hate, and chemistry and tension with is someone she has never seen be mentioned in the book. Okay, so there's a mystery there too, that what is this person doing here? Who is he supposed to be with? Why have we never heard of him? And blah blah blah. And yeah, I am not giving you any spoilers. I have not given you any spoilers, but I'm sure I have made you curious about this book, haven't I? Haven't I? I mean, please go read it. It's a beautiful book. What a book, bro. What a concept, actually. I just want to appreciate the concept of these books. That's why this is a rant video. Okay, so 2 down, 3/3 to go, and this is the book I am currently trying to read because cannot. This is called The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, which was, I think, the first in the series. So this is not a series, this is not interconnected, but obviously the author published books in a series, na? ये पहले ये आई थी, फिर ये आई थी, फिर ये आई थी, but they're not connected. This is not a series, but all 3 books are by the same author. So this is her first book. Second, or I'm not sure if it was second, then was 7 Years Slip, and this is the latest one. So this is the first one that I'm now reading last. And इसके concept पे आते हैं guys. So this is a romance between a person and a ghost. I mean, I went into it blind, obviously, because honestly, if I'd read this in the, the summary thing, I would not have picked up this book. Because, excuse me, what do you mean? A ghost? So she has this editor. This is a girl who has a family business in funeral home. Like, they arrange for funerals for dead people. And she can see ghosts. Her father also could see ghosts. Actual ghosts. She could see them. She could interact with them. But she ignored that part of her since childhood because some trauma. Okay? But she can still see them, but she just ignores them. And then she's a ghostwriter for a very famous author. Her author ka editor changes. She goes to the editor. It's the best looking guy in the world, obviously, because he's our main character. And then her father dies, sadly. She goes back to her hometown after years. And this guy comes knocking at her door. The editor guy, the rude, mean, hot as hell, muscular, beautiful, intelligent editor guy ends up at her door. And she's like, what? And then she realizes that he is a ghost. And then she realizes he's a ghost because apparently he is dead. The guy who was her editor just yesterday is now dead and is following her around in this town because... Why is he following her around? Because he randomly ended up there, but she can see him. And she is the only one who can see him. Okay? इसके आगे मैं बढ़ी नहीं हूँ book में. But this is the concept. So again, Roti salute to the author of these books because, bro, I could never. So yeah, this is the romance series I wanted to talk about. A series of romance books that I wanted to talk about, not an interconnected series. I hope I have made that clear. Now coming to the crime genre. We're already 15 minutes in, but who cares? Okay. So the crime genre that I read, this is a series. This is a 4-part series, and I am sure that you have heard of the author. The author is called Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I had not heard of the author exactly, but I had seen her book, The Inheritance Games. You know, fantasy romance. I have not read it. I don't read fantasy romance, but I had seen it in so many bookstores, and I loved the cover of that book so much that I thought of buying it just for the cover, which is insane. But yeah, I had seen the Inheritance Games in so many bookstores, and it's a very famous fantasy romance series. And this series is by the same author. Oh, मैंने पहले ही बता दिया. मैंने सोचा था बाद में बताऊंगी, but it's okay. So this series is The Naturals, and I found it. I have the whole series. Yay! Did not think I would find it, but I did find it. I read it online and then I found it in a bookstore. So yeah, this is a series of 4 books. So cool for a crime genre fan who has watched, who is a, you know, Criminal Minds fan, basically. Criminal Minds, if you're a Criminal Minds fan, you need to read this series. This is not a joke. This is not a drill, guys. This is a teenage Criminal Minds, basically. But a little bit better, maybe, because if you're a fan of romance too, then wo bhi hai, guys, yahan pe. And there's a little bit of The Summer I Turned Pretty also, because one girl, 2 guys love her, because obviously this is fiction. So yeah, this is so amazing. This is a set of 5 kids who are hired by the FBI. Kids as in kids. These are minors. They are 15, 16 years old. And they have this natural ability, the naturals, hence the naturals. They naturally have this ability to, you know, जैसे स्पेंसर था ना क्रिमिनल माइंड्स में, वैसे हैं these all 5 of them. There's one who can detect emotions. They can read your face like a book. There's two actually one who can read body language and tell if you're lying or not very accurately. And there's one who can, you know, go into the mind of someone. They are the, you know, profilers. So yeah, I will reading people. Sorry, 2 are good at reading people. One is good at detecting lies. One is good at geography aspect of it all, and one is good at what do they do? Reading emotions. So these are a set of groups that are hired by the teen outside of the books, because hired by FBI, not the teen. These are set of teens who are hired by the FBI to create a team who can help solve cold cases. Okay, so that's what the series is about. This is not a rant, honestly, but this is a recommendation, because I recommend, bro. I loved this series. I devoured it. I read it like this. 4-book series I finished in a day or 2. Okay, so that's how good it is. It's very fast. It's very interesting. The series are interconnected. It's a story, whole storyline. ऐसा नहीं है कि case wise divided हो रहा है. It's beautiful, amazing, interesting, very good read. I recommend totally. Okay, so yeah, that's all for the rant video, honestly. And now coming to the book haul. So starting with, I'm just going to go with these because, so the starting with Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I officially have all the books I wanted from this author. I just have to read them now. Interesting. But yeah, I found it finally. Then I have Eric Segal's Oliver Story, which is a sequel to Eric Segal's Love Story, which I recently read and absolutely loved. This is a sequel, Oliver Story, and also by Eric Segal is Man, Woman and Child. And I got this because it's Eric Segal. Okay, so then I got The School of Life and Emotional Education by Alain de Botton. I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this is the person who wrote the book about love that I've read. So I wanted this, so I got it. Then I have The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I was looking for another book by Sylvia Plath, The Unabridged Journals, but I found this, so I got this. That's how book shopping works, guys. Then I have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I had heard a lot about this one. A lot of book recommendations I had seen about this, so I got it finally. Then I have the Full Moon Coffee Shop because I love these kinds of books. I just do. So I got it. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for everything. But yeah, thank you for watching. And thank you for waiting if you waited for this video. If you've not, it's okay. It's okay, bro. I'm not a reliable person. And that was all for the book haul and the book rant. And if you do read any of these books or have read any of these books, do tell me. Because I love it when somebody takes my recommendations. And honestly, nobody takes my recommendations. So, yeah. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.